I've always been in love with films. Scorsese, De Niro, Cartel, Christopher Walken. I mean, all these, that period of time, I would love to have been part of. So if Scorsese calls me one day, I'm ready.
We are here at the Sarajevo Film Festival, and we are joined by Mads Mikkelsen, who is winning the Heart of Sarajevo Award at the festival. Mads, welcome.
Thank you.
You're getting the award, and they're also screening your 2012 film, The Hunt, which is now 10 years old. What does that film mean to you?
First of all, it means that I met Thomas Vinterberg. And I mean, we've known about each other, we've known each other for years, but we never worked together. And then he offered me that part. I loved the script so much from the beginning. There was not one little comma I wanted to change in it. And then it became a big success. A lot of people watched it throughout the world. Opened a lot of doors, and it made me and Thomas become very close friends.
And the film was made 5 years before the Me Too movement really blew up, but it feels quite relevant to that. Do you think it would play differently now?
No, because the Me Too movement, I believe, is something else. It's about, habits in a work environment, changing those. This is a more universal story about the fear of something happening to your children, and that enormous love you have to your kid can be turned into enormous fear and enormous hate with the blink of an eye.
Hvad har hun nu fundet på, den lille bandit?
Vi har desværre anledning til at tro, at der er sket grænseoverskridende adfærd imod.
More recently, you and Thomas Vinterberg had a big hit with Another Round, which won the Oscar, of course. Did you expect that film to resonate as universally as it did?
Not really. I mean, because in many ways it's very Danish. The culture, the story is very Danish. The way that the youngsters, when they graduate, are celebrating is very Danish. But there is something that rings a bell all over the world. And this is the thing about how a glass of wine can lift a conversation and can make you slightly more creative. 2 glasses, even more so. 3, we're going the wrong way. So that story, I think, is very universal.
Så vi skifter gear.
Now, you actually trained as a dancer and worked for many years as a dancer, which was something we didn't know until we saw it in Another Round.
Yeah.
How did that experience shape you as an actor?
I don't know. I guess maybe I have some kind of spatial awareness, but a lot of actors do that as well without being dancers. Comes in handy when I do stunts, but I was also a gymnast, and that comes in even more handy, I would say. I always have an idea whether the character is fast or slow, heavy or light.
You also had the unique experience of being in a Rihanna music video. What was that like?
But that was surreal because it was a rock and roll project. I just came on board. I didn't know exactly where she's seen me. My son wanted to come on set for the first time in his life because he loved Rihanna. But she was so sweet and very rock and roll. It felt a little like doing my first feature film.
Thomas is one of many directors that you've worked with multiple times. What keeps you coming back to a director?
The mere fact that it was fruitful and that we liked each other and we got something out of each other. And if someone I do admire, I love working with, will offer me something again, that will be a definite yes. There's always the risk, if you know each other too well, that you will kind of like pull out the same old drawer, But if you do it right, we can also push each other a little more to the edge and feel safe. And so that's what we're trying to do.
As an actor, how different are the challenges of working on a smaller art film like Another Round to a big Hollywood franchise film like a James Bond or a Marvel? Because you've done both.
Yeah, the approach is pretty much the same. I mean, I read the story, I have a ton of questions, and I throw them in the face of the director, and I hope to get some clever answers, right? So that is the same. But I can call Thomas Vinterberg in the middle of the night and have an idea, and I don't do that in America. And it has to go through a certain chain of command. It's like, so if you want to change 2 words, we have to go all the way to Malibu and call those guys lying on the beach if it's okay. But I enjoy both. Obviously, fighting a scorpion that's not there with a green screen is really acting, right? Whereas most of the Danish films is what we call reacting, which action offers.
Earlier this year, you completed shooting on the new Indiana Jones movie. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Yes, but then I would have to kill you all. It's one of those, right? Yeah. It is so top secret. Every day of shooting felt like a real Indiana Jones film. It felt like going back to the scratch. Everything looked like it. Harrison was there, wearing his clothes. It was just, it was a brilliant experience.